keys. So let us continue to support him. Do not sleep and do not write off the man. Let us stand with him, whatever the outcome is. Because if Andrew Holness did the same thing to get that seat, so can he. Andrew dragged the matter with Mr. Warren Blake back in 1997. Yeah? Warren Blake would have won that seat. I don't care if I by 10 votes or how much he did win. He had won the seat for the PNP, and Andrew dragged the matter to court for over 1 year. It did they deliberated for until it caved in. And during PJ time, I know it was the PNP in power, they decided, said, sure, PNP already win the election, so let Andrew get the seat. Let him take the seat. You understand? And that is how Andrew Holness got West Central St. Andrew as the Member of Parliament by way of default. You understand? So if Mr. Paul Buchanan wants to pursue the same legalities, allow the man, it is his constitutional right. That is all I have to say on the matter. Allow him. That is it, Sandy. The same knife that stick the goat, stick the sheep. I recall I was a young little boy, but I remember the mayhem in 1997 when West Central St. Andrew had no representative. And it happened for over a year because Andrew Holness dragged the matter through the court and demanded that he would have won that seat. And because at the time we would have won the election, who cares? Go on with it, we have the majority. And that is how Andrew received that seat by way of default. And he's now trying to avoid what he would have created. Huh? He is now trying to avoid what he would have created. Paul had said, Mr. Warren Blake sat in the palace. Same thing. Remember me a little pitney, you know, when 1997, me how much? Lord Jesus, I saw me did it. Yeah, in 1997, that election, Andrew got that seat by way of default. Yeah? And now that him see, he's in the same predicament. He wants to challenge. He wants to challenge. Don't give up, Paul Buchanan. Whatever the outcome, show Jamaica people you could hold the highest office. You are not higher than the law. And we take comfort in the lawyers representing him, that he has a strong case. But anyway, Jamaica, let us dive into some substantial issues this morning because I don't like what is happening concerning, you know, and I go down at the IC, I'm waiting on the IC a little bit. That is too much of a hot topic. Let me go to Washington. Yes. Let me go to Washington. Jamaica, are you aware what is happening with Washington and Kingston? I am beginning to see a pattern of the Donald Trump style of leadership being replicated here under Andrew Michael Holness's leadership. Good morning, Queen of the Pack. Yes. There is a similar pattern of governance that Washington is using today to govern the American people being reciprocated here in Kingston by the Jamaica Labour Party. The Trump Jamaica playbook is playing out. And the Trump card, I don't know how Andrew come by it. But I suppose who him have around him would have observed the cards that are being played by the Republican Party headed by Trump. And the same replica is being carried to Kingston. Are you aware that in the United States, even though the Democrats are no longer in power, are you aware that every single incident and tragedy, whether economy, whether it have to do with immigration, whatever it is, poverty, inflation, whatever it is, are you aware that despite the Republican Trump is in power, he tends to blame the Democrats and Biden and who was before? And look within yourself, Jamaica, and ask yourself the question, if it is not the same strategy that the Jamaica Labour Party under Andrew Holness has been using. Yes. Whenever the Jamaica Labour Party find themselves in a predicament, despite being there, all right, Tika, I guess they confirm it now that the case is not June 27, but I was only making reference of what the news says. So, well, Tika, you're in the constituency and I'm sure you have been there. So, if it's a mistake, I think CVM needs to come out and clarify that, because the people have it as say is June 27th. Not true. And the clip when me just play for CVM News, I say June 27th. So Tika is a part of the team and the supporter for that constituency. So I'm sure Tika have information. So if that be the case, CVM needs to rectify the error that they would have made, because at June 27, the news say, but see, Tika clarified that Tika say it is July 27th. So July 27th is when the matter will get called back. Thank you for that, Tika. Big up yourself. As I was saying, when I look and observe how the United States governs, you can easily compare the governance structure right here. The blame game. Trump blame Biden for every single thing that he is responsible for today. Yeah? Donald Trump continues to take zero responsibility and no account for his action towards the United States today. And when you look at the Jamaican Parliament, it is the same practice that Andrew Holness is using. 3 terms in office, and the Jamaica Labour Party continue to blame the People's National Party for their misfortunes. Make a sip me ginger tea. Aye. Aye, aye, aye. No, Jamaica. When I look and I see yesterday in the Parliament, little mess. I have to be in a back and forth with the camera, guys, because I don't want any restriction from TikTok telling me that I have to interact with my screen and all of that. So my camera has been off for too long, and so just bear with me if you see me back and forth between the screen and turning on the camera. I guess it's a requirement now by TikTok. But when I look and I saw what happened yesterday in Parliament, where the member for Southeast Clarendon, Pernell Charles, brought up the minimum wage. And they would have brought it to the House that minimum wage will now move from 16,000 to 17,000, despite the promise made. Thank you, Jules. Despite the promise made prior to September 3rd that 2,500 will be added to the minimum wage. Yes? So we would have received 18,500 a week. Remember now in Jamaica that all of these things was said before Hurricane Melissa. So if you made those promises before Hurricane Melissa, that means you would have seen your way ahead of time how you're going to accumulate those funds so that minimum wage can be at 18,500. Now the government is going to come and trick the people of this country and say that they no longer can get the 18,500 because of Hurricane Melissa. It's not a matter of the government came to the people after Hurricane Melissa made the proposal, you know. The proposal was made before Hurricane Melissa struck, which means that you would have contacted your cabinet and you would have put it within our manifesto because you see a clear path how we are going to arrive at paying Jamaicans 18,500 per week. So now, when the people look for them 2,500 added pandemic pay, you are going to tell us that they can only settle for 1,000. You understand? I don't know what's wrong with TikTok, you know. Anyway, thank you, Crazy J. The Prime Minister even went further to let Jamaica know that within his term, he will raise the minimum wage to 32,000. I don't know who would believe those things, but I wonder how the people of Jamaica feel today. Yeah? Who would have bought into the bullshit and realized that what was promised to them will not be fulfilled? And I'm asking the question, yeah? I am asking the question, how is it possible that the government find it hard, yeah? The government would have find it hard to raise the minimum wage by the 2,500, but they didn't find it hard to raise theirs by over 300%. And I want every single young people to think about that. Speaking about the Minister of Finance, any police officer listen me this morning? I want to ask the Police Federation this morning. Favor say she would have a sit down with you on the 17th of June. Can any police officers confirm whether or not the Ministry of Finance had a sit down with the Police Federation concerning their salary negotiations? Because she was in the Parliament yesterday. So that means she have time. Has the Minister of Finance found the time to have a sit-down with the Police Federation concerning their salary negotiations? I would love to hear from a police officer whether or not any form of negotiations have been met, or has the Minister of Finance met with them since June 17th deadline that she would have proposed. Now, Jamaica. When I saw what transpired in the Parliament, where the member for East Central St. Catherine, Orlando Terry Long, stood up, to justify the $1,000 where them put on minimum wage. And this is their strategy. They are clueless as to what to say, So it look like somebody in the background, maybe Senator Marlon Morgan or Abkar, one of them in the communication arm. When they see that the PNP is gaining some grounds, has to justify why the $1,000 now go make no sense. Somebody now send the message to them phone, Terry Long him get up and I read pan him phone. This is the only administration and we raise up this. And back in the days of the PNP have minimum wage at $6,000 and now we have it at $16,000. And they are the best in sliced bread. Yeah? But nobody stopped to think what $6,000 could have used to achieve then, and what $16,000 can achieve today. And I must applaud the member for Southern Manchester, Peter Bunting. Peter Bunting stood up and reminded Terry Long that under the People's National Party, where minimum wage was at $6,000 per week, a child was only paying $30 for his bus fare. Bus fare was only $30. Bus fare today is $200. Minimum. Inflation then, compared to inflation now, is two different things. So this is what the Jamaica Labour Party does. They like to play on the mind of the equally dunce like them. Nobody now go look beneath, as Ishmael would say, delve deeper Jamaica. So when them stand up in the Parliament and I give them big speech, PNP have minimum wage at 6,000. Jamaica Labour Party have it at 16,000. Obviously, in that moment, any little batterbrain listening from the outside can say, what? Labour writer go on good, man. PNP have minimum wage at 6,000 and JLP carry come at 16,000. Then JLP now go on good then, man. But nobody stopped to think, what the $6,000 at the time could have afforded to buy compared to what $16,000 today can afford to buy. Nobody stopped to think how much was inflation at $6,000 a week compared to $16,000 today. And it is important that we made a distinction between the two. Because I am telling you, Jamaica, it is the hallmark of the Jamaica Labour the hallmark of the Jamaica Labour Party, to use the Jamaican people who are illiterate and use them as a ploy to carry out their message. Because any ordinary person listening to the parliament and hear the comparison, say PNP did have minimum wage of $6,000 a week, compared to the Jamaica Labour Party have minimum wage of 16,000. Anybody would have said the Labour Party do good. Yeah? But when you delve deeper and you look what you could have afforded back then for $6,000 compared to today when you're getting $16,000, there is no comparison. Persons could have gone to the supermarket and leave with big bags with them 6,000 a week compared to today when they are getting 16,000. And you must ask yourself the question, how is it possible that under the Jamaica Labour Party I am getting more as salary is concerned, but I am going home from the supermarket with less? Huh? That is the question many should be asking, you know. How is it that I am taking home more today for my salary, but I'm ending up with less when I go to the supermarket? And compare the two. When you used to get your $6,000 a week, and you're going home with a bigger box in your hand, and you were able to fill up your trolley, compared to today. 16,000, and you're going home with less. How is it possible? And that is what I would have realized with the Jamaica Labour Party. They play on the emotions of the illiterate. And that is the reason why the Jamaica Labour Party continue to target them and those who are dunce. Remember, the Minister of Health would have made it absolutely clear that the leader, Andrew Holness, do not like when you portray yourself to be bright. And let me say it, you know, Dr. Tufton say it. Make us suck me ginger tea. Aye. Tea nice, you see, Jamaica. No. When I see how Donald Trump is handling the United States of America, how Washington is behaving, I am looking at the comparison, and there is no difference with Kingston when it comes on to governance. Donald Trump would have promote or install individuals in key areas, yeah, that he finds to be aligned with him. Follow me now, students. It is the Trump administration playbook that the Jamaica Labour Party is using. Donald Trump would have aligned individuals in key positions that are aligned to him to carry out his duties. When I look and I see this ambassador Carrie Lake that Washington is sending to Kingston, when you listen to what the woman is set out to achieve as the ambassador, Her role, Jamaica, is to come here to divide and conquer and rule. The woman states categorically that if Washington chose her to go to Kingston to be their voice, she will ensure that when it comes on to trade and other matters concerning the Chinese, the United States will do whatever to level the playing field. And I must ask you this morning, which American company you see come to Jamaica, come set up in a deep rural Jamaica? Food for thought. Which American business you see take up themselves from Washington and come to Jamaica and set up in a deep rural Jamaica? As far as people live in them little town and them bush and them woodland, Mr. Chin can rent one little shop and set up in wholesale in our neck of the woods. Not true? Ask yourself the question, which American business you see pack up them dulcimania and come to Jamaica and say them a do business in a deep rural Jamaica? And this woman, Carrie Lake, her first agenda is to come here to divide and to conquer. And look within yourself, Jamaica, and see whether or not to divide and to conquer, if that is not the hallmark of Andrew Holness administration. Look carefully. It is the playbook of the Jamaica Labour Party. Donald Trump played the blame game. He takes zero accountability for anything. He blames Biden for everything that is happening under his watch. And look and see if I know the same thing Andrew Holness do. He blames the PNP for every single misfortune that is taking place under his watch, despite being there for 3 terms. And I can go further. Look and see who is carrying out the propaganda for Donald Trump in Washington. Huh? Only not realize that Donald Trump has divided and conquered the people in America through the propaganda station of Fox News. And ask yourself, Jamaica, whether or not Andrew Holness have not used the same playbook to divide and to conquer and to rule through state media, nationwide news network. Pay attention, Jamaica. It is the Republican playbook and the Donald Trump's playbook that Andrew Holness is using today against the people of this country. Look carefully, Jamaica. Fox News is that media that Trump is using to divide and to conquer the Americans with the propaganda. And if you look closer to home, Andrew Holness has been using nationwide news network to divide and to conquer and to put out the narrative with the propaganda to ensure that the people stays divided. Hello, somebody. So when you look, the blame game, Trump blame Joe Biden for everything under his watch today that is going wrong. Donald Trump put key people in positions to divide and to conquer. and to overrule agencies. Look and see if I know it Andrew Holness do. Andrew put the most illiterate person in key positions so as to defend him. When I look and see what is happening at the FID, remember that Dennis Strong, that position was carefully crafted. The requirements for that job, you need a certain amount of qualification to head the FID, and Andrew Holness would have made sure, tailor-made the requirements to suit Mr. Dennis Strong. So Andrew would have decided to put individuals who are not qualified in key positions so that he can continue to control them. Andrew Holness has removed the professionals and installed his friends. Can you imagine? But I have to encourage Jamaicans today to ignore the ignorance. And I want individuals to put that in their head. It's a key phrase that I want you guys to start to use. 2 words. Ignore ignorance. Hello, somebody. Let us now start as of today to ignore ignorance. Now things is going to get a little interesting now. Jamaica, are you aware that the FID, according to the media, would have written to the Integrity Commission and tells the Integrity Commission that it has no credible basis to probe? I want to repeat that again. And I want you guys to tie my phrase into all that I'm saying. Learn to ignore ignorance, because what is happening here is blatant ignorance. You ever hear them say ignorance is bliss? That is the Labour Party and the FID today. And if you don't know, mind sharp and be careful, Jamaica, they will drag you down into their ignorance. And I'm going to tell you why. The FID tells the Integrity Commission, remember the IC would have referred the matter after they would have completed Andrew's investigation, and they decide that they cannot certify the Prime Minister because they have reasonable explanation as to why this needs to be further investigated. 1, the Prime Minister has not complied with some of the questions asked. Yeah? And so, if this requirement is outside of the jurisdiction of the Integrity Commission, if you are living in a country where you want to stamp out corruption, if an institution came under scrutiny for going above and beyond on matters of corruption, what would a decent, abiding citizen would have done is carefully looked on what was presented, and if the accusations warrant an investigation, then you pursue. In this case, The Integrity Commission would have investigated and they would have found some information to which they would have asked the Prime Minister on numerous occasions to explain these findings. It's not like the Integrity Commission would have arrived at a conclusion without the knowledge of the Prime Minister and just, hey, we can't certify you because you're a thief. No. The Integrity Commission would have given the Prime Ministers several chances to explain the findings before him. And it is that reason, Jamaica, why the Integrity Commission had to conclude their investigation. Because simply put, the Prime Minister was not, what is the word to even use? The Prime Minister was not, I wouldn't say agree, but he wasn't complying. And, you know, in layman terms, he wasn't forthcoming. Thank you, God is good. And so, Jamaica, the Integrity Commission, who stands for integrity, would have found so much irregularities, said to themselves, okay, I am doing my job here, and I have reasons to believe that the Prime Minister, I don't want to say corrupt as yet, but based on the investigation, the Integrity Commission would have arrived at several conclusions. This idiot reality check is back again. I want you to stick around because I am going to show you exactly who you are and what labor rights are this morning. I'm asking my moderators to give this clown a chance without muting or block. No. The Integrity Commission, Jamaica, would have arrived at some conclusions and gave the Prime Minister several chances to explain the findings. The Prime Minister was not forthcoming. And so, the IC have other matters they want to pursue, and Andrew Holness continue to waste their time. So the Integrity Commission put a pause and wrap up his investigation. And the investigation didn't end well. Because they would have found that what is before them warrants further investigation. Because what appears are financial crimes. And because the Integrity Commission is not set up to investigate financial crimes, the matter was referred to the FID, who has the authority to investigate financial crimes. Yes? All right. In addition, Jamaica, based on the report stated that two of the companies that the Prime Minister is embattled with wrote in his declarations to the IC, and this is where the IC arrived at a conclusion that the Prime Minister would have committed a breach, which is to lie on his statutory declarations. Remember, the same thing happened to Marissa Dalrymple, where she lied on her statutory declarations and caused her to be charged. The Prime Minister has done the same thing. He would have lied, and I'm going to tell you where him lie. The Prime Minister told the Integrity Commission, that two of his business, at least, were not making any money, and so he's unable to file his tax returns. to the TAG. Because in all true Jamaica, if you have a business and your business now make no money, then that is understandable. How you going to pay your tax for your business and the company now make no money? That is understandable. So the Integrity Commission understands. They understand. However, the Integrity Commission was being very professional. So what they did, you, Mr. Reality Checker, yes, sir, you come in now, because you just comment that the FID, has more resources than the Integrity Commission and found nothing wrong with it. And you are saying that the Integrity Commission wasted $30 million. And I would have listened to Nationwide. I tell you, Jamaica, them is a carefully orchestrated, is a script, All of them are work together, to further overthrow the Integrity Commission. But I'm going to open your eyes this afternoon. Make us sip me ginger tea. Bueno watch. Good morning, sir. Bueno is saying that he would have missed some part of the show, and I must put it on YouTube so he can go and rewatch. Mr. Bueno, I am happy that you reference YouTube. I am not active on YouTube as yet, and the listeners know why. So I'm happy that you came. On Friday, I will be raising some funds to acquire a laptop where I can stream on YouTube. The laptop that I have is not compatible. They might tell me, say, the software is an old laptop I have, Jamaica. I can't do the things them, such as to restream and to do the show. So Friday, Jamaica, right here, we're going to raise the money. It cost a little under $800, and I have all confidence that I will raise that money on Friday. So I'm asking everybody, to pass through the live on Friday. The Zelle will be up, the Cash App will be up, the Scotia, whatever you name it. And for those who like to use Western Union and MoneyGram, no problem. We have to transition to YouTube because these amazing shows, Jamaica, after me wrap up my program, that is it on TikTok, and persons would love to go and rewatch. So I'm asking for the help on Friday morning. Join me right here, 10 a.m., where we're going to raise that money. Yes, man. So every mickle make a muckle. So send on the $5, the $10, the $20. And to those who God would have blessed a little bit more, if you can sponsor 50 or even 100, because you know me not pressure nobody. But if you can dig deeper in your pocket than others, like how God bless you, do the right thing. So I'm looking for the support from each and every one of my supporters. This Friday, I'm raising some funds to purchase a laptop that is compatible to do the streaming. I'm telling you, Jamaica, if me can hold my crowd on TikTok, a judgment when me go on YouTube, when me can play me video them, and me can look here, no man. You no say 40. You no have to say 40, Jamaica. Can you imagine a daytime live show? Look here. Anyway, back to class. So I'm looking forward for the support this Friday, Jamaica. Please come on and just treat your boy good. No care how small it is, it will all adds up. Sparky, you're not easy, you know. What you mean by Vegas? I listen if he put me up. Make him put me up. And him me want to put up on my YouTube so I can remind Jamaica exactly who Vegas is. Remember, poor people make Vegas the which part in there today, you know. You don't think a rich people make in there or no put him in there today. And see Vegas come and spit in our face, no lucky. Anyway, back to the argument, Jamaica. Mr. Reality Check will come here come tell me say the Integrity Commission wastes $30 million for do investigation and no find nothing pan the Prime Minister. This is where I comes in Jamaica. You see the lies them, it ends today. And I realize it's a carefully orchestrated plot started by George Davis and Cliff Hughes in conjunction with the FID to come out and lay the seed of discord and make it seem as if the Integrity Commission is on some witch hunt for the Prime Minister Jamaica. If you are do your work, say you is a policeman or you is an ordinary squaddy, and you are do your work, and you are investigate as a squaddy, and you find information on an individual, and you say, no man, this not look good. What you would do, if you is an ordinary squaddy, you know, remember say squaddy can do certain things and make certain decisions. You want the decision of a sergeant or an inspector in the ranks. And if you as an ordinary squaddy find something, what you going to do? You're not going to refer the matter to your superior, who is a sergeant or an inspector. And a good sergeant and a good inspector is going to say, yes, squaddy, good job. Make we pursue this avenue. Now, so it go. It is the same thing. These institutions that were put in place to hold these people accountable, it has been compromised by Andrew Holness. The Integrity Commission is doing a wonderful job. But when you look and you see Andrew Holness put his friends in key institutions, how is it that Andrew is going to tell us that Jamaica under his watch will become the next Dubai? Yeah. When see again? I want to see again Singapore. The Prime Minister must ask himself the question, how him think Singapore and Dubai became what they are today? They first stamped out corruption. Yes, and in some jurisdictions, someone who hang when they find no guilty for corruption. So when you see Andrew Holness run pan narrative about Jamaica under his watch will become the next Dubai and Singapore, how you expect so we are going to become Singapore and Dubai under your watch with these corruptions? Eh? For us to be like Singapore, we have to stamp out corruption. Now Jamaica, I'm going to show you how the labor rights wicked, you know, including Nationwide and Cliff Hughes and George Davis. I want you, Jamaica, to listen carefully to this clip, and then we're going to delve into the meat of the matter. Listen carefully, Jamaica, yeah? To what Cliff Hughes says about the FID in response to the Integrity Commission. Listen to this.
More than $30 million spent hiring a forensic accounting examiner. Extensive research by the IC itself. You draw a blank.
Stop this, sir. You hear what the state media say? When me telling you, say the whole of them are work together in Jamaica to bring down the Integrity Commission, only not believe me. Yeah? You hear what Cliff Hughes said? More than $30 million was spent to bring in a forensic team to further investigate and found blank. Listen, it gets worse. Listen to this, man.
You decided that no, you're going to go further now. You're going to send it to the FID. The FID has come back with this. And you're asked by the attorneys for the target of your investigation. Say to the Jamaican people, what is the FID's position? And you refuse to do that.
Stop right there, so. You hear, Cliff? Let me tell you now what the Labour Party and this government is doing. This government is trying to trap the Integrity Commission. They know that the Integrity Commission is not granted the authority to speak on certain matters. Yeah? So you notice what Cliff say? Cliff say that the FID, first him start to lay the point, say, oh, the IC spent $30 million for bringing in private investigator and forensic team and then find blank. That are the first thing, to play upon the minds of the dons. All right. He went on to say that the FID, where the Integrity Commission asks for help, to further investigate. Cliff said that the FID responded to them. Yeah? Responded to the Integrity Commission, as in responded to them and say what? There is no basis, anything else to probe. And Cliff started his line of argument by saying that the Integrity Commission basically wasted $30 million to bring in an audit team, a forensic team, and they would have found blank. Listen to how this man is going to expose himself. And when me tell you, say nationwide that the weapon that formed against the Jamaican people, you don't believe me. Me tell you, say nationwide is the Fox News. It is the Fox News, like how Trump used Fox News to put out the propaganda to divide and conquer the American people. It's the same strategy Andrew Holness used. Them use nationwide to put out them propaganda to divide and conquer the Jamaican people. Listen to this man. How am I going to trap himself? Listen, yeah.
You simply seek cover to hold your head down with the sentence the matter is still under investigation.
Stop this one again. You hear what Cliff said? Cliff said the FID wrote to the Integrity Commission now, Yeah? And say they don't find anything and want a response from the Integrity Commission. So the FID now want the IC to say something to them, But you hear what Cliff say? Cliff said the Integrity Commission hide, hold down their head, and only respond with one line saying that the matter is still under investigation. I am telling you, Jamaica, that nationwide is trying to set up a trap for the Integrity Commission so that they can have something from the IC if they say they are compromised. But these men and women on the Integrity Commission, they are wiser than you think they are. It gets worse, Jamaica. Listen to this man. Listen to him.
That's a problem, a big problem. And that is why half of the country has lost confidence and trust in the Integrity Commission.
You hear this man? Me tell you, say this man upon a mission, He was put there, yeah? And he's been given some line of argument to carry out, to set a narrative on the nation airwaves. His aim is to divide and conquer. This is a dangerous station, Jamaica. And I'm going to tell you why. Further listen, the man say half of the country, that is the reason why half of the country no longer believes in the Integrity Commission. And me want to ask, which half of the country you mean to say the all the labor rights them. The labor rights them have a problem with the Integrity Commission. Listen further, Jamaica.
This does not look right nor fair. It is of major concern. More than $30 million spent hiring a forensic accounting examiner. Extensive research by the IC itself. You draw a blank.
You hear him? You draw blank. More than 30 million spent bringing in a forensic team to investigate, and they draw blank. I said to you this morning, Jamaica, when you see these line of arguments being put out there, you must push back on them. You must push back on them. Because it seems as though these people only read parts of the Integrity Commission report to suit them and their agenda. But be that as it may, we only deal with the truth and the facts here. So since the Labour Party and Clifford nationwide is starting to put out propaganda and misinformation, how about we put out the right information starting here? Yes? Mrs. Escobar, you don't know the box have to open today, because me want to hear from Uno. Jamaica, Cliff Hughes just told the nation, that the Integrity Commission would have wasted $30 million bringing in a forensic team to investigate and found nothing. That is what they put out there, to play on the minds of the people, so that the Jamaican dunce them way out there can say, go see there we could wicked. Look how much money spend and find nothing. A witch hunt depend for the Prime Minister. 100 bro God and 1 PM. Yes? But it is important, Jamaica, and that is the reason why our radio stations today are failing and the bloggers are rising above them all because of the vicious lies and the buyout and the sellout and the money that is being given to these radio stations to carry out them broadcasts, and they have to eat a food to pay them staff. So guess what? To hell with the truth. Well, Jamaica, this is where the truth resides. Right here on the Drebrian show. And it's problem when this platform head over to YouTube, because over there so them further now go like what take place right here so. So come here, Cliff. I want my people to look on this screen. And we're gonna read for ourselves. Yes? We're going to read for ourselves because we got a good school. We have gone to good school. Let me see if I can pull it up a little bigger. When I see it good on the screen, students. When I see it good on the screen, my students. Let me know if you know I read, can't able to see it good on the screen. Because I want my students them learn, So that's when they go up on the platform them, nobody can take them for no kuno mono. Good, I see it. Perfect. Perfect, people. All right. Jamaica, I am going to read, and for those who have access to the Integrity Commission's report concerning the Prime Minister, y'all can join me on page 122. How we are going to shut down Cliff Hughes this morning, you know. These people are evil. These people are evil. All right? So let us read. Page 122 of the Integrity Commission's report on the Prime Minister. Since as Cliff Hughes and Nationwide said that we would have spent $30 million to even bring in forensic team and they found nothing on the Prime Minister, let me read for you, my students. Having regard to the complex interplay between Mr. Holness's Imperium, Estate Bridge and Positive Media, the Director of Investigation examined the intercompany financial transactions and commissioned an independent forensic examination to, among other things, determine the true value of investments made by Mr. Holness in 3 associated companies and the source of funds for such investments. During the course of the forensic examination, listen carefully. During the course of the forensic examination, so that means the Integrity Commissioner do them job, you know. And to further do them job, they brought in a financial forensic team to help them with the investigation. And apparently it cost $30 million to do so. Remember Cliff telling us that them bring $30 million forensic team come here and no find nothing? All right, let us read. During the course of the forensic examination, the examiner data mined a total of 33 bank statements related to 3 companies' accounts activity within 3 financial institutions, namely NCB, Barita, and NCB-CM. The data mining of these 33 bank statements showed that there were 753 deposits into the 9 accounts and 1,607 withdrawals from said accounts. A total of $471,543.37 intercompany deposits and over $424,913.86 intercompany withdrawals. Yes, it went further to break down with a table, Jamaica, showing everything. Yeah? Showing everything in a table. Yes? It further went on to say, Jamaica, that the Director of Investigation highlights that the records submitted for Imperium and the explanations provided by Mr. Holness to the Integrity Commission do not fully account for the transactions. In this sense, Imperium financial statements and other documentations do not account for movement of over 72 million from Positive Media to Imperium. Likewise, Positive Media's management accounts and other documentation submitted to the Commission do not account for the amounts advanced to Imperium. Jamaica. The forensic team further finds that during the course of the investigation into the referral, yes, Andrew Holness's statutory declaration, they would have gathered pertinent evidential material and recorded the statements of witnesses deemed necessary. The following facts, here now, the following facts have been established and are therefore the issue that Mr. Holness was required to file a statutory declaration with the Commission. It is also not being contested that the requisite statutory declarations were filed by Mr. Holness. That particular bank accounts were omitted from the reference statutory declarations. That Mr. Holness had financial interest in 3 companies, Imperium, Positive Media, and Estate Bridge, with sole ownership of Imperium. Mr. Holness retains control over the finances of Imperium. Between January and December, Mr. Holness was the sole signatory on the 2 bank accounts owned by Positive Media, both of which were opened by him. And that is another ball of contention, people, because when the forensic team investigate the bank accounts, you hear what they say? He opened bank accounts. But when you look on the bank accounts that were brand new and just created, whoever is working at NCB decided to open these bank accounts so that the deposits can be made. Yeah? And no money was used to open those bank accounts. Anybody that is opening a bank account today, you must at least open that bank account with at least $5,000. The forensic team showed that the bank would have just opened up a bank account where transactionally, this I go through the bank account them, so I go through. You cannot tell me that these are not financial crimes. How can you open a bank account on the behalf of someone and that person did not make a deposit on his behalf? Who you know a go open bank account for smaddy? These are matters that warrants financial crimes, and that is the reason why the matter was referred to the FID, because the IC was not garnered to investigate financial crimes in this magnitude. It is the job of the FID, hence the reason why the IC referred Andrew Holness matter to the FID. Andrew knows that, and that is the reason why he would have reduced the requirement for a CEO for the FID. Yes, drop the standard to install an unprofessional individual. Yeah? So that that person, when you have the requisite skills and knowledge, can arrive at a conclusion. If you can tell we today, say them no find nothing. So how the Integrity Commission find something? And when Cliff Hughes are going to tell we, yeah? When the Integrity Commission are going to tell we, and the FID, I got to tell the country, so they would have completed their investigation and they would have found nothing. Blueberry, can you read the FID result? There is no FID results, my darling. And that is another red flag for the Labour Party. Nobody deal with word of mouth around here. Nobody deal with statements by word of mouth. Dennis Strong only tell the media, say nothing was for, there is no statement on the record. Yeah? To say that they would have not found. Even so, yeah, let me show you how nasty this government is. Yeah? The FID is an institution like the Integrity Commission. They are tasked to carry out certain things. Just like how the Integrity Commission could have put out a 172-page document, where is the documentation, the investigative work that was done by the FID? So that persons can read and say, okay, the Integrity Commission would have found this and this and this and ask us to intervene based on our investigation. Points A, B, C, and D that was raised for us to look into. We have found nothing on this, and we would have checked this part and that part, and we found nothing. Where is that report? Jamaica is still waiting on a comprehensive report by the FID. Where is it? The only thing persons are working from is what state media nationwide is saying. That is all, That's all people have to work with. And because them have the dunce mindset to work on, they will continue to put out the propaganda. So how on God's earth, Jamaica? How on God's earth Cliff is going to tell the Jamaican people today that the IC spent $30 million and bringing a forensic team and they no find nothing? So what them is something I may read? What are these in front of us, Jamaica? See me put it up there on the screen. All of them are something when the forensic team come here, and the forensic team do their work and find them as something upon the Prime Minister, These are the things that the forensic team would have found. That $470 million were being transported back and forth between the various accounts. How do you think the Integrity Commission would have able to put them information in their report? When I tell you that nationwide news network is the weapon that formed against the people of this country, you don't believe me. It is the findings from the same forensic audit team that came and that we are reading at the report. So how confused I got put it on media and I tell the Jamaican people, say, Integrity Commission wastes $30 million to come here to investigate the Prime Minister and find nothing. See the report here, me make sure telling you, those who have access to the Integrity Commission report, turn the pages with me to page 122 throughout to 124, and you will read it right in front of your eyes. The forensic audit team. That is what they would have found when they came. And the forensic audit team finds, during the years of the pandemic, a gentleman, they say him head down at the UDC when the investigation I do. During the pandemic, over 30 transactions were made in one day to the Prime Minister. Then just a deposit money at ATM after ATM, I go through and I go through and I go through. Those are financial crimes. Who does that? If someone run on a card 2 times with some big transaction, them a flag on a card, and the Prime Minister was able to be doing transaction warranting millions and go through bank account via ATM? Via ATM? And when you don't have the audacity to come and tell the Jamaican people, say the forensic audit team that came here found nothing on the Prime Minister? So what is this we are reading today? Only now hear Emily Crooks telling us, say, we are no idiot in this country. Only now hear Emily Crooks telling you. So if you can't open your mouth and chat, find somebody that can speak on your behalf. So FID then is strong. You see if you don't know one to talk, see if you can get one communication specialist to act on the behalf of the FID. So the trap one will try to set and I use nationwide to set the trap. It won't work. Classic response by the Integrity Commission. Yeah? You don't want the Integrity Commission to give you no answers. You don't need to go do no job. Because if the Integrity Commission could have found all of these things, I tell you no a better story. How we not hear nothing from the TAJ? The Integrity Commission never referred the matter to two institutions, FID and TAJ. Eh? So how we not hear nothing from the TAJ as yet? Who they have around the TAJ? The matter was referred, Mrs. Escobar. Yeah? Because based on what is before the Integrity Commission, it warrants further investigation. And until further investigation is done, we cannot certify the Prime Minister. Yeah? So when FID are going to send letter come up, IC, and I tell the Integrity Commission, say, they no find nothing. Yeah? And expect, say the Integrity Commission, to sup under them like boy and certify the Prime Minister. They cannot do that. The investigation is still ongoing. Up to now, we not hear from the TAJ. And what do them people you always say them in the media? Eh? What happened to these people who say them in the media? Up to now, we have not gotten a report from the Tax Administration of Jamaica, the TAJ, the Forensic Audit, the same people them where them say come here, come work for $30 million and no find nothing. It is the referral from the Forensic Audit team, yeah, that point the Integrity Commission in the direction of sending the information to the TAJ for a response. Up to now, the TAJ have not put out a report, and I say based on the Integrity Commission findings that propelled us to investigate these matters. Here are the findings courtesy of the TAJ. We haven't heard nothing. So how is it that nationwide is asking the Integrity Commission to certify the Prime Minister? Eh? And I go come tell the people of this country about this no look good. This no look good. Eh? The statements made by the Integrity Commission that the investigation is ongoing. You are going to say that that is sufficient? What do you want the IC to do? To lie? Well, on the people. Yes. As I was saying, where them people here come from? Hey, Mrs. Escobar? All right. We don't really care what really the FID has to say, because everybody know, say when they install Dennis Strong, he's going to suppress everything and nothing. They might go just kill some time and make it look like, say, thing they did a go on, where nothing was taking place. Absolutely nothing was taking place. But Jamaica, when I look, yeah, when I look and I see individuals coming out in an agreement to further weaken, because that is what it is, you know. They are trying their utmost best. Yeah? Their mission, Cliff Hughes, nationwide, the FID, and the 34 of them behind Andrew Holness, their mission and their aim is to get rid of the Integrity Commission. I want you to listen to a clip, yeah? What the NIA has to say about all that is happening here, Jamaica. Listen to the National Integrity Action and what they have to say on this matter.
Their mission is to get rid of the Auditor General. They don't altogether to either get rid of the Auditor General from the IC's one step to weaken and neuter the Integrity Commission. You must look at what people say and how they say it, when they say it, and connect the dots. We've had a stream of commentary coming from parliamentarians about the Integrity Commission. You can't forget how they lambasted the Auditor General and the comments that they've made about the Auditor General in her capacity as Auditor General. When you examine what was said about her, when you examine what was said about the Integrity Commission, you appreciate, or you ought to appreciate, that their mission is to get rid of the Auditor General. They don't altogether to either get rid of the Auditor General from the IC's one step to weaken and neuter the Integrity Commission. This doesn't strengthen it, you know. This doesn't strengthen it at all. This is what you're talking about when you say you're taking from the IC the very essence of them being able to understand public and government accounts. And when you do that, Simone, you're neutering the only established body that we have that protects the people from the effects and impacts of public servants who go rogue when it comes to our finance.
I am innocent, that the conclusions are inaccurate, and that we have a responsibility to encourage anyone from any humble beginning or otherwise who wish to serve his or her country, not to be afraid because of persons who want to defame them or destroy their... I will take that back, sorry.
Their mission is to get rid of the Auditor General.
You hear that? The voice of Andrew Wheatley. But before I go into the Andrew Wheatley matter, 17 minutes past the hour of 12 noon, we open the phone lines promptly at 12:30, and then we'll go up until 1 p.m. Jamaica, touche. Jamaica, I hope you guys look and see what is happening. Yeah? These people come out and they said that nothing was found. Good God Almighty. Why them people here can be so wicked? Good afternoon, Jermaine. Why these people can be so vicious and lie? How is it that Cliff Hughes is going to tell the people of this country, say 30 million was wasted, them no find nothing, we bring forensic auditor come here and they investigate and no find nothing from the Prime Minister? So what is this in the report? Now the forensic team come make Jamaica people know say Andrew have $470 million they transport back and forth in a various account. 28 of them. Have they read the report? Uncle Joe, have they read the report? How could Cliff Hughes come out and tell the nation, that they would have wasted over $30 million trying to bring forensic audit team come here and not find nothing? So what them is something that we are reading at the report if they not find nothing? It is the auditor, the forensic auditor. Remember, Jamaica, and people must understand. The Integrity Commission didn't have to bring in a forensic audit team, But good God Almighty, this is not any ordinary person you're dealing with. You're dealing with the Prime Minister. You're dealing with the Prime Minister. The Integrity Commission have been trying to get the information from the Prime Minister and he has not been complying. Want to expect the poor people them to do? So they use the powers that they have and get overseas help. Yes? and the overseas help that they would have received has arrived at these conclusions. And the $30 million that they used to brought them here was well spent, because for 5 years it would have warranted, that the Prime Minister cannot be certified. We'll not complain about $30 million. How the $30 million was wasted. The money was well spent paying these people to come here, come do a job, and the findings were made public. So how Cliff Hughes tell the Duns people, them and him followers, them, say nothing was found by these forensic auditors? Wicked and lie. When I hear the man utter him mouth and say nothing was found, me have to draw for me Integrity Commission report. I said, then what is me I read? Now the forensic audit put them in the report. So how Cliff Hughes said nothing was found? These people are evil. These people are evil. Hear the man, hear him. Listen to him.
More than $30 million spent hiring a forensic accounting examiner. Extensive research by the IC itself. You draw a blank.
You hear that? More than $30 million was spent to bring in a forensic audit team, and they draw a blank. Then what is in front of me in the report? A blank statements these? How wicked can these people be? Thank you for reminding me, Chico. Cliff come out and talk about they spent $30 million and still not find nothing. How much billions were spent by the Jamaica Labour Party to investigate the FinSac? And up to today, the Jamaican people don't have a report where makes sense after billions was spent to investigate FinSac. Where is Cliff Hughes this afternoon? Where is Cliff Hughes this afternoon? Jamaica, we now wish nothing for nobody in Jamaica, but Cliff Hughes needs to be careful in his final days. Cliff Hughes needs to be very careful. Cliff, remember, say, I go him a go down the hill, you know, and I come him a come up. Cliff is going down the hill. And when you sit down and hear a man such as Cliff Hughes can come out and say that we would have spent $30 million, yes, on a report by bringing in forensic auditors. Big up yourself, Brian Blake. And they would have found nothing. It begs us to ask the question, Jamaica, what is it that Cliff Hughes is getting from all of this? Is it the kickbacks? Is it the tax write-offs? Is it that every Friday they're at a different location for the government doing a public broadcast? Why is Cliff Hughes damaging the little bit of credibility we have? How will you want to be remembered, Cliff? Look how much money the Jamaica Labour Party spent per FinSac report, and up to today the Jamaican people don't have a report to read. Billions wasted and we don't have nothing before us to read. A crying shame. And Cliff Hughes today want to come tell the Jamaican people, say the IC wastes $30 million to bring in a forensic audit team to which we would have found blank. And everything that we discovered in that report, we have to say thanks to the forensic auditors. Good afternoon, Tony Ann. Mighty God of Daniel. Well, as I wrap up this issue, because I'm glad you don't get the point, I'm glad I was able to find the proof and to show the Jamaican people. So when you not hear the labor rights them attack and I run with this narrative, say, oh, how much money spent on bringing forensic auditors and nothing was found. You guys can have the truth and the facts and make them know that the auditor came and here are the findings and point them where they can go read it. It is on page 122 to 124 in the Integrity Commission's report against Andrew Holness. Now, Jamaica. Moving on to Mr. Wheatley as I get ready to open the phone lines. But before I go to Wheatley, I think I'm putting out a trap. Andre Stevens would have said set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. I'm going to set a rat trap this afternoon. I encourage the People's National Party or any other institution, yes, to ask for an investigation. Yes. I'm encouraging an institution or the People's National Party or any other institutions out there to ask to launch an investigation into all the public broadcasts or monies that this government would have spent thus far via nationwide news network. I think that is a fair request to make. They need to launch an audit, yes, as to every single public broadcast, as to every single adverts that run a nationwide, and how much government funds have been used to fund the ongoing radio station at nationwide. Yes. I think they need to audit nationwide and find out where their finances are coming from and how much of state resources, government funds are being used to keep them afloat. I think that is a fair question to ask. Moving on, Jamaica. Mr. Wheatley is still a member of the cabinet. Almost 1 week today, Wednesday. More than a week now. It was Tuesday since the news broke in Parliament. Yes? Who remember when former MP J.C. Hutchinson, me telling about the labor rights to me now, they're not shame. PNP bad or not too bad, but when it comes on to the Jamaica Labour Party, these corruptions are unprecedented. Who remember when former MP for Northwest St. Elizabeth, J.C. Hutchinson, was fired from Andrew Holness' cabinet? And I want to ask Andrew Wheatley, how much billions and millions of barrels of oil that gone missing under Andrew Wheatley's watch. A lot of people are wondering and ask the question, what did happen down a Petro Jam make Andrew did fire Andrew Wheatley, you know? That is for another whole day, another whole story, you know, but I can recall the millions and the millions of barrels, yeah, of oil that went missing. And people have it to say, I am gas station, them way have in partnership with Tufton down at Westmoreland, have the oil being transported back and forth. I don't know how true it is. That's what people are saying on the ground. But under Andrew Wheatley's watch, while he was at Petrojam as energy minister, millions of barrels of oil went missing under his watch. And he was fired from Andrew Holness's cabinet. J.C. Hutchinson, I remember when that story broke some land thing, giving wife and pitney much land down a Holland bamboo. I don't know if I saw it down, but anyway, the fact of the matter is some farmer cronyism and land grabbing went down there, and it was so damaging that Andrew had to kick out J.C. Hutchinson out in cabinet. You don't remember? All right. Those matters, Jamaica, were bad, and the Prime Minister acted. Get rid of them. Who if resign. But how can a matter of this magnitude? Are you aware, Jamaica, that no parliamentarian before has been charged with illicit enrichment? All those who are accused of illicit enrichment are before the court today. But Andrew Wheatley would have broken the record. This is one for the history books, to be the first member of parliament, to be the first politician to be charged with illicit enrichment. Hello, somebody. Oh, how no quiet? So the live is very quiet. Everybody just listen. Lady class, nice. Another history created, all for the wrong purpose. Andrew Wheatley, the first parliamentarian to be charged for illicit enrichment. And so, Jamaica, I want you to listen. I want you to listen to what the media is reporting on the actions of the Prime Minister. Listen carefully to this.
The Jamaica Accountability Meter portal, JAMP, is calling on Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness to act following the Integrity Commission's recommendation that charges be brought against Cabinet Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley. JAMP says the findings outlined in the report warrant decisive leadership and accountability. More in this report from Kevin Black.
The Jamaica Accountability Meter portal, JAMP, is calling on Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness to take decisive action following the Integrity Commission's recommendation that charges be filed against Cabinet Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley. Executive Director of JAMP, Janet Calder, says the allegations, particularly the recommendation of a charge for illicit enrichment, represent one of the most serious corruption-related findings to emerge from Jamaica's anti-corruption framework.
I cannot recall since the operationalizing of the Integrity Commission when any public official has actually been recommended and will be charged, meaning prosecuted, meaning will have to face the court for illicit enrichment.
Calder notes that the Integrity Commission Act creates a range of offences for public officials, including failures to comply with legal obligations and other breaches of the law.
The Integrity Commission Act has several different offences, several different things a public official can do or should do and does not do that we consider to be an offence under the law. And as you can see, what is being recommended here are 4 different types. And just to make it short, there's one example of you not giving all the information that's asked for offence. You misleading or falsifying a statement, an offence. And over the last 8 years, we have seen different public officials who are being triggered for those kinds of offences.
She argues that the Prime Minister should follow the standard he has previously set in responding to allegations of misconduct against public officials.
In 2018, when there was no such charges, Mr. Wheatley resigned, and I'm sure after our conversation with the Prime Minister, we have had J.C. Hutchinson, I think, in 2020 for misleading the public about his spouse benefiting from a lease. We have had Floyd Green with conduct. None of these rose to the level of the charges that we're seeing here. And Dr. Holness supported the accountability and the sanctions that were levied against these ministers. So then I can't understand how our Prime Minister would expect the public for lesser charge, accepting removal from office, but for one of the worst charges, there could possibly a justification for him to remain.
Kevin Black, CPM News.
You hear that, Jamaica? You hear that? How can the worst possible charges being laid against a government minister and the prime minister is saying that he has confidence still? But the other charges prior to Andrew Holness would have acted. This is a very profound statement, and it is quite embarrassing. The media is reporting, how can an incident of this magnitude? The lady said that she cannot recall ever a politician being charged for illicit enrichment. Yeah? And the prime minister find confidence, so much so that 1 week later, and the individual is still presiding in the cabinet. This is an embarrassing moment. And the prime minister would have left the country, hoping that when he returns, things will settle down. Settle down where? Settle down where? Not up here. In our settle down, Andrew. You shall return to the hot mess. Yeah, this is not going to be no 9-day talk. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Jamaica? The prime minister break his silence on the matter, but he better indeed shut him out and galang panning trip, and when he come back, he address the nation. I want you to listen to Andrew Holness and what he had to say on state media. You listen to him.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has broken his silence on the recent Integrity Commission report into the financial affairs of Cabinet Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley. The Prime Minister says Dr. Wheatley retains his confidence as a member of the Cabinet. More details from Carla Ramdeen. During an interview on Cliff Hughes Online on Monday, Dr. Holness described the charges to be laid as serious, but noted that it was his understanding that Dr. Wheatley is yet to be charged. The Prime Minister also said he had only briefly read the document, but intends to be briefed today by attorneys involved in the matter on the contents of the report.
The charges that are suggested or recommended are serious charges. Now, the challenge, of course, is that no charge has yet been preferred on him. So until that point, we will observe the situation. Today, I'm going to leave here, run back to Cabinet. I expect to see Minister Wheatley there, and we will have a fulsome discussion with him directly on the report and what to expect in the future.
In the meantime, Professor Emeritus of Government Trevor Monroe reacted to the matter, stating that he accepts the Prime Minister's assurance that he was unaware of the Integrity Commission's investigations into the serious matter of illicit enrichment. Professor Monroe, however, believes that Dr. Andrew Wheatley should have been aware of the matter. Professor Monroe also argued that Dr. Wheatley should have tendered his resignation for withholding that information from the Prime Minister.
There is a long precedent, a long record in Jamaica's governance of ministers resigning or being relieved of their position when allegations of a serious nature are made. They step aside until the matter is cleared up, return perhaps when the matter is sufficiently resolved, or remain out of the cabinet otherwise.
Meanwhile, Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, NIA, Dr. Gavin Myers, said Jamaicans deserve a cabinet in which they can have full confidence in all ministers serving in government. Dr. Myers said the responsibility now rests with the Prime Minister to ask Dr. Wheatley to tender his resignation.
The Prime Minister said that he was never told of this, and I would think that the Prime Minister not being told that something this serious is a breach of confidence, and it would be very difficult for the Prime Minister and other
GMTV contacted the Integrity Commission for a response to the Prime Minister's claim that Dr. Wheatley has not been charged. In response via email, the Commission said, quote, "The Integrity Commission has no comment on this matter at this time." The Commission is also yet to respond to a follow-up query regarding which individual or entity is responsible for actually charging Dr. Wheatley. Carla Randine, CVM News.
You hear them as
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has broken his...
when you hear them as something, yeah? Andrew Holness say, Andrew Wheatley is not yet charged. And the CVM are going to reach out to the Integrity Commission to ask them which entity is responsible to charging Mr. Wheatley. To which the Integrity Commission responded that they cannot give a response at this time. Jamaica. What is it that they are waiting on? A report was done. 1 week later and the individual is still within the parliament. What is the DPP, Claudette Thompson? What she wait pan? She not see the report before her desk. If me as a lame citizen and the report can be in front of me for me to read. What happened to the DPP? I don't understand these people. And when they done, they say they want to turn Jamaica in Dubai. And Singapore. I wonder if they know how Singapore and Dubai came to rise to prominence. They first had to stamp out corruption. That's why I not listen to when the Labour Party and the Labour Rights them talk, including its leader. But they want to turn Jamaica in Dubai. Jamaica will never look like another Dubai at the hands of Labour. I said that to you, European. The Integrity Commission is only talking. Because that is what the Jamaica Labour Party intends for it to do. Just talk. And when they do them work and come to a conclusion for them to be charged, then drag the courts before them. And put gag order. So the matter did it for years and years. And the corrupt member is still there. Yeah? Still there. I believe what they want to do, is to continue to tease the Integrity Commission and curse them and say all manner of evil. And then now, one blessed day, somebody down at the Integrity Commission are going to snap and finally answer them and bust out the report that is before the court. And then the Labour Party are going to have something now. To wrap up the Integrity Commission and start a scratch. It was okay during 2018, 2019, when other people did get investigated. Andrew Holness, leave the Integrity Commission alone. It is an independent. Leave them, let them do their work. But since the Prime Minister start to be investigated now, and his matters are before the public, them are the wickedest thing. Them are target me. Then they pan a witch hunt. But when they did a report, other people, it was okay because why? He was not in the hot seat. But now for him turn to be investigated, then corrupt. Integrity Commissioner PNP upon the board. Look, I'm sick and tired and fed up of Andrew Holness's Labour Party. God I go bring them down, God I go bring them down. God is going to bring them right down. Finally, Jamaica, as I open the phone lines, I want you to listen to CVM TV and what they had to say about the FID and the Integrity Commission. The FID and the Integrity Commission, and this is important. I want you to listen, Jamaica, to how the Jamaica Labour Party, is carefully trying everything in its powers to dismantle the Integrity Commission. All of them a report and a read from the same playbook given to nationwide to divide and conquer so that the people in this country cannot delve deeper into situation. They must just listen to the dunce media them pan NNN and the 34 MPs, including the Prime Minister, and arrive at one conclusion. Say Andrew Wheatley is being unfairly targeted. I want you to listen and listen carefully and tell me whether or not if this is not a carefully orchestrated plan. Or don't notice how Mal and Morgan and Abkafit's only missing. I must be about 2 weeks now. No hear from them, If I were any other day, Marlon come out can defend the memorandum between Merck and Jamaica. You'd have hear him come out with this matter you're concerning Andrew Wheatley. You'd have seen come out long time con chat. Not a word from them. You know why they're quiet? Because they are the ones working behind the scenes. To send the narrative and the report to NNN and other individuals in their party so that they can seem like they are united and on one accord when deep down them is a national disgrace. Listen carefully, Jamaica, to what CVM TV had to say and listen to one particular member in the Labour Party and what he has to say, and then we wrap up and open the phone lines. Listen to this, Jamaica, carefully.
Other news now, the Financial Investigations Division, FID, has reportedly informed the Integrity Commission that there is no viable or credible basis for it to launch an investigation into the statutory declarations of Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. According to a letter dated September 30, 2025, the FID said an extensive review found no reasonable prospect of obtaining evidence to support criminal charges against the Prime Minister. The agency also reportedly criticized the Integrity Commission's handling of the matter, arguing that the public nature of the probe risked prejudicing the investigation and did not align with international best practices. The Integrity Commission has reportedly asked the FID to reconsider its position, but it is believed the agency is unlikely to change its stance. CVM TV reached out to the Chief Technical Director at the FID, Dennis Chung, who advised that the division had no comment on the matter.
You hear that? You hear that, Jamaica? No comment on the matter. They are trying to trap the Integrity Commission. Numerous attempts because they want them to speak on a matter now, so they can trap them. That is what they set out to do. No comment on the matter. So I don't know how nationwide, can I put out a report and the Integrity Commission have not said anything, but yet still nationwide can I run with report and I say what the IC say from what IC never said. These people are dangerous.
More than $30 million.
These people are dangerous.
No stranger to being.
Can you imagine, Jamaica? One more clip. I'm going to tell you now how birds of a feather flock together. You will listen to this final clip and then I open up my phone lines, Jamaica. Listen here.
No stranger to being the odd man out, a JLP MP has come to the defense of Dr. Andrew Wheatley, who has been recommended for corruption charges following a report by the Integrity Commission. The MP argues that due process must be followed. Jamila Maitland reports. Member of Parliament for St. Catharines Southwestern, Everald Warmington, has come out in support of the embattled government minister, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, following a damning Integrity Commission report. The IC's report recommended that 4 charges be brought against Dr. Wheatley, chief among them illicit enrichment.
Integrity Commission, does it still have credibility? Jamaicans don't believe in them. Jamaicans don't listen to them. Why do I say so? It is known that they're biased in whatever they're doing.
Mr. Warmington, who's been a strong critic of the commission, argues that the agency is targeting the government members of parliament.
I never see anything that is said by the other about the other party in the time at all. Secondly, everybody is innocent and they're proven guilty. Okay? They wrote this nonsense. Nobody knows if it's correct. Okay? So
What is correct though?
No, they don't. What they're saying about with Dr. Wheatley, who knows those things are correct? They can write anything. Dr. Wheatley, give him a chance to prove his innocence.
Michael Phillips was fined a late fee by the Integrity Commission for missing the deadline for filing his statutory declarations. Ian Hales' matter was referred to the Commissioner of Police to investigate further for forgery. When our news team contacted the Corporate Communications Unit at the JCF, no one was aware of any active investigation. Unlike Dr. Wheatley, neither opposition MPs were investigated for illicit enrichment. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness acknowledged the detailed report, but in the meantime, now based on the allegations that you see, do you think it's appropriate for the minister to step aside?
Is he guilty of anything? Give a chance to prove himself. If it came from somewhere else, maybe, but not from the Integrity Commission, because no credibility.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness acknowledged the detailed report by the IC, but says he too has confidence in Dr. Wheatley. During an interview on Nationwide News Network, the Prime Minister said he's to meet with Dr. Wheatley on Monday, June 22 to discuss the report. He did stress that there were no charges yet brought against him. Almost a week after the report was tabled in the Parliament, checks made by our newsroom revealed that Dr. Wheatley has not been charged. As of Tuesday, June 23, our news team understand that Dr. Andrew Wheatley is still a part of cabinet. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
One more if you say. One more if you say. Eh? The DPP has not charged this man up until this very moment, 1 week and 1 day since the story break. Eh? When I told you, Jamaica, that the narrative is being set by Cliffy's nationwide, thanks to Marlon, Morgan, and Apka, they are the ones that ensure that all of them is on the same page. You notice the line of argument by Cliff Hughes? Half of the country don't favor the IC anymore. Them don't have no credibility. Listen the line of argument by Everald Warmington. Anybody else doing an investigation but the IC, they don't have no credibility. Them don't have no... It is the same line of argument, Jamaica. Eh? All of them is on the same narrative. And the bloggers them the same thing to corrupt the minds of ordinary men and women in this country. Can you imagine, Jamaica? But when you look and see who is talking, Everald Warmington. Everald Warmington have a reason to side with the Prime Minister. To have all confidence in Andrew Wheatley, of course. Because Everald Warmington would have gotten his partner draw to sit at the Commission of Electoral Office to be getting his $25 million per year, up from a $14 million as an MP. So he has all right to defend the Prime Minister. But the fact still remain. The fact still remain, Jamaica. The fact still remain that this man has been referred, yeah, to be charged for illicit enrichment based on the investigations and the findings. And the Prime Minister is equally culpable than the member, Mr. Wheatley. And with that said, Jamaica, I am eager to hear from you this afternoon. So, the phone lines are open, Jamaica, and I would love for you to send a request so we can delve a little further. If it's even for another 30 minutes, let us have a fruitful discussion. Send those requests, Jamaica, call the program, and let us chit-chat on these pressing matters. Let's go, everybody. Send in those requests, please, and thanks.
Crazy J. Hey Andrew, a full time for you go now. Jamaica people them not like you. Worst thing them can't trust you. Look how you sell out the Cuban and accept American. How you know say them not like we. How from morning them a fight we. Andrew, look what you do now. I worship you make come down. How you know we can't fight. Andrew, you sell we out. Andrew go fix up the road them. The hospital them need doctor. The whole of Jamaica fracture. From we get the Melissa. People asleep on that day. Some asleep on floor. Andrew, you come from Jamaica. And you don't like the people. You make the country a suffer now. Down you from, that's how your man and go. Why you say we are? Try that. We feel poor people in here, you know. Jamaica, don't make it get to your brain. Listen what I want. Jamaica, understand up for me right now. If I fight them, what we'll fight now.
Thank you, guys. I see Tasha in the box, God's mouthpiece. Tasha, wagwan, baby. You're mute. What?
Yeah, this is to me tell her I can't come on understand. Dre, I say something to you. This is serious something. Dre, when you talk, you know, and you know hear, I don't know for the other comrades and the other are people who are just listening. When you're talking and maybe you will say, oh, I'm me alone at that. Dre, you see, because you are so educated and what you are saying makes so much sense. Let me break them up before I go to my point. When you it's like
Yes.
I can't do maths. Whenever I'm in maths class, nobody can touch me, nobody can do me. My mind just upon the board. I focus. This is the step that the maths teacher is doing. Right?
Yes.
All right. Dre, that is you.
Thank you, darling.
Whenever we're in class, Dre, never kind of see we are type. It is so interesting. We don't have time for type. We don't want to miss nothing. Just like when the teacher did the maths. And like for me, I tell her, Dre, I don't like maths. I cannot do maths. But I'm a worst enemy. I have to put on the board to see the step by step because I don't want to miss a step there. Because when them give me my test for though, I'm a fight for though. Me no want to say Jesus can go back up to the mat because me not understand it. You have to be focused. I don't know which subject you guys have to be attending to, and that is you, Dre. All right, Dre. Me I listen everything what you say. And Dre knows me to the honest truth. Me have the tears come my eye when I see me here look. See my face swell and I want. Dre is a Jamaican mashup.
My God.
Listen to me, Dre. What I want to know. The people who are decent enough, those who have little bit of brain, because I know say Jamaica when I say cocoa brain, I not say fish because fish has some of the brain that help our brains. I can't say fish brain. I say cocoa brain because cocoa is just Jesus. Wonder if the Jamaican understand the seriousness of the country now. What if Jamaican understand what is really good? All right, Dre, the Integrity Commission make a ruling. I have stinking, dirty, nasty one. It look like somebody suffer from some disease. In Margaret, it's like a tika. Say, I'm not afraid of Andrew. I'm not afraid about the Andrew either. Dre, I'm going to say something to you. Dre, we have to stand for somebody. We don't stand for nothing at all. Dre, remember when you were a child, your parents tell us that you have to stand for something.
Yes.
Dre, how can we as Jamaica, I'm not about PNP nor JP, I'm not about we as Jamaica, Dre, how can we stand for this? The integrity rule, there is so... Dre, I'm not ready to know, Dre, but I trust your judgment. I have asked you to send it to me for me read it. But Dre, when you line out and when you read it, and if you have a manager, when you read your Dre, you read your panda. After your panda, don't have time to go down now in another level right now. When you're reading a Dre, the first thing you do, you read and you ponder. Just like when you have a comprehension Dre, and you do your comprehension for your class, and you read it, and you have to read it and analyze it and give the answer.
Yes.
And it's the true answer that you give. And sometimes if it's not multiple choice, you can explain the reason why. Like first you give the answer and explain the reason. I'm not going to technical knowledge, but the reason I'm go like this, I'm not done so. I'm not shout. I want to pick them all bright to understand. So it is not a little boy game, a serious somebody. Dre, you can have a commission. Dre, you can have a comment that you have set up, and the comment to put things outside, Dre, if you can't read or write, and then you're telling me that you have the priorities of the do you see what the Andrew was shut him out and something? Dre,
you better not say nothing for sure.
Dre, you better the man when you shut him out and Bill and Cliff use Dre, make him worse than living it silent. You know what I'm saying, Dre? He went and then to defend himself. Dre, he went, all right, think about it. You can say, this is what he said, He said, I have faith in weak based on the work that he have done. Because I hear the clip, I'm listening to the clip, say, I have faith. He said, I have faith in weekly based and is in my office and based on the results I have seen from him. And that is saying,
yes. That's the question.
That's how you answer the question, All right. The Jamaicans who are labor rights. So you tell me, so you have Malawi folk over there who thinks that she was in the justice system at time. Road are done. We don't know about Xavier March. We can't go through something where Vaz are done. We don't care about Vaz. Vaz don't care. Vaz only care what things are in the family right now. But you have your boss, Babs, I don't know what she's for right now. But I am just, maybe she's just for correcting herself for all the years being loud and...
It's sad, Tasha, for no say, I am sure that them over for them side, they have sense. And like none of them not have no principle or no dignity about them. If you say this to look good and at least stand on the right side, like everybody sit down there, everybody knows that you deserve a chance to prove yourself. But like how can you, the least they could have done is say, boy, them an accusation and they look good to further disintegrate the party. Just step aside now and prove we're wrong. Go on a court, go prove yourself. But for them to have the man still there in the office of the Prime Minister as a minister in the cabinet and don't even have the decency if you look on him and say, sir, just recuse yourself and excuse. No, them still have him there. It look bad.
Jay, look at flagrant face. When I read the room. Read the room, Jay. Look at flagrant face. I don't like on face. There's something against flagrant. I don't know. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but Jay, they are so corrupt. They can't chat because they're too corrupt.
True.
Jay, look, Jay, Fragrant smile, and when he smiles, there's no happiness. If I take a look at look at Fragrant's face when he's smiling, there's no happiness, no farmer happiness. It is so fake, it's unbelievable.
True.
Jay, me not talk to Jamaica, no. Me not talk to we as PNP, no. Dre, me talk to we as Jamaican. Dre, at time. Dre, look at the English Prime Minister. And one thing, come over the man that's resigning right away. But you know what? Because the man is decent. Andrew is one of the most ghetto, chaka, dung. Look here. Andrew Holness worse than the downtown dirty people. You know what I say that? You know what I say? Andrew Holness, I never say downtown. Andrew Holness worse than every ghetto people, every chaka ghetto people. You know what I say that? Because tell me why. You see, ghetto people, some of them don't have a level of education. They say once they have the level of education, they separate themselves from it. Them try to be bougie, them try to be proud, and them try to live a decent life. They don't put themselves in such a thing like Andrew Holness chaka. And those don't know when they come out to decency, the man don't have that. The man don't know no name decency, Dre.
True.
Dre, I have never seen a country that is so loose. You see, I always put them at water, they don't put them at water. Andrew on the street, you know?
True.
All right, remember when PJ went, all right, think about Portia. Remember when Portia was Prime Minister, you know? Portia was loud and vulgar, if I behave like come and behave. You realize that Portia tried to be decent? You realize how she dress, how she talk, how she carry herself, and how she try to tone down?
Yeah.
This is what dog we have as Prime Minister. Dre, I'm gonna respect him. Dre, I cannot respect Andrew Holness. And there's no respect for me with Andrew Holness. Dre, me can't respect the dirty man.
My God.
The man mash up Jamaica. Mash it up. The man defend corruption to the... the man defend corruption to the last straw. The man depend.
True.
Some of the other can deal with the opposition and say, you know what? I am so sorry, you know what? Whatever my party, at this time, I have to leave.
Yeah.
What is there? What make my house so? Dre, this is deeper than we think. Dre, this has to be deeper than we think because Dre, we're not Jamaican people who just shut them out. We don't say nothing. We're the Jamaican people of Marcus Garvey. We're the Jamaican people of Bob Marley, Peter Touch. We are those kind of Jamaican who lick out. We're not the Jamaican with Safi. Tell me what, Dre, the rules that were there in place, the 18 years that Andrew Holness have, were 4 and 4 are 8. Plus 1 next 2 year. He have taken away orders from us. He have taken and take away all of the grown rule them. Jamaica always have grown rule of Jamaica. Like we talk a certain way, there's certain behavior, there's no discipline. You know when Andrew Holness checked when he was Minister of Education.
Yes.
He never have it like when Maxine Henry Wilson or Burchell Whiteman. He take away the kids' pride and joy.
Oh.
Dre, it is serious. Dre, listen to me. Dre, write my last word, you know. Dre, my last word, you know. Dre, me know about Uno Jamaica. Me know about Uno Dre. Me have to what Dre. See me here. Dre, I want you read the report. See me here.
Yes.
Dre, when me listen in Pancliffe, you see me here.
He bad man. He bad.
Dre, see me here. Dre, me have to wonder if I really Jamaica this. Dre, Jamaica gone to the dog, you know.
Right down.
We don't have no class, no Dre. We don't have no respect, you know.
None.
Jesus Christ, God, me I beg you take Andrew Holness out of Jamaica, God, make him run around, make him do something. God, you have to deliver with. Dre, we have to pray for this.
Yes. True.
Yo, Dre, we are in bad, Dre. I am just calling on the Marcus Garvey today. Dre, me a call upon the people, them, Dre. Mr. Holness, leave the people of Jamaica alone. My God, me know say you have so much to do, Marky G, me know say it's so much on you. Me know say you have people right and left, right, and so you have to help. Me know say you have your daily business, you have your family too. But Mr. Gold, me I beg you, please. Still, we look at dirty Vegas, nasty Vegas. We can barely. Him come and fight them and him doing GD and get a little bit of education, which is not even like it because remember now, American education, you know, you just have to pass the subject, you know.
Yeah.
Just have to pass your grades. I know by passing your grade it's 65. Some say that's 70, some say that's 65. Him not get the deep, nice, good education like oh we get a real education and him thinks him educated.
Yes.
Dre, mix for the S, Dre. Dre, by my talk mix up, but Dre, I am lost.
Me know it go, girl. Me know it go.
Dre,
Me know it go.
last.
Why me I tell you? Big up yourself, Tasha. Big up yourself, darling. Why me I tell you? Mrs. Escobar says she want come say something, but me no see her, you know. Oh, I see she a call. What on the people? Land me head Escobar. Alright. Why me I tell you this set away? Mrs. Escobar, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dre. I'm glad to say you actually read the report, you know, because I was there thinking the whole of yesterday of that specific section in the report, and I wonder if Cliff was mad or crazy or just deliberating him approach, because that alone tells me about Cliff Hughes. From me hearing him point out about money waste and money not spend. Me know say Cliff Hughes a liar.
Yes.
But what a coincidence, Jed Dennis Chong. You have Cliff Hughes. I'm going to show you how serious this is. Here you have the Prime Minister went on an interview with Cliff Hughes, right?
Yes.
And the Prime Minister said, Cliff Hughes said, oh, the FID wrote to the IC here, Andrew. They write to the IC. Oh, you know that?
Yes.
So me said to myself, like him surprised, you know. And then me Cliff Hughes said, but it was your lawyer who write to the IC demanding that whatsoever FID tell them should be published.
Right.
So me said to myself, so then wait. So your counsel acting on behalf of you, and you don't know what your counsel behind your back do different as the Prime Minister?
The story.
You know, me I tell you, say a pure up story, but he was surprised when Cliff Hughes said, me have something in front of me right here, so you know where the FID right to IC. Oh, you know that?
Yes, I remember, yeah.
The reverse psychology, but the fact that Cliff Hughes, the Prime Minister tell Cliff Hughes, say, him now go up on the island, Dre. He might go away for a few days, and Cliff Hughes say, how long you going for? And the Prime Minister say, I'm around so days, couple days, I say 5 days, him out of the country. But you notice the propaganda machinery start up with Cliff Hughes as early as the following day after Andrew is leaving the country to him now come out and discredit the Integrity Commission.
So true.
And I tell the nation, so this is why people not trust the Integrity Commission, because this all a distraction from Andrew Wheatley.
That is exactly what they're trying to do.
So Cliff Hughes, the same person, will come out and make we know say Andrew Holness fit do sitting about Wheatley and he ball in him court and him have to take action. No, and this and it not look good because Wheatley have a case, yes, and him have attorney, but what about the post him hold him have to relieve himself of that and Halstead Comfort, and from you get an interview with the Prime Minister for your narrative change again in terms of Andrew Wheatley and not turn up on the Integrity Commission, the same body will recommend Andrew Wheatley for illicit enrichment. So that already show me one thing as it regards nationwide. Secondly, Dre, George Davis. When Dennis Strong was appointed to FID, there comes Judge Davis. Big protest going because of all of the things surrounding the watering down of the qualifications. Dennis Chung get that post.
Right.
Every new media outlet, I try get a chance to get a hold of Dennis Chung, and a Cliff Hughes alone could have tell we say Dennis Chung sit down in an office and him say him all right and he not move. The first time Dennis Chung get appointed, we hear one news. A Cliff Hughes broke that the news giving.
Him same one.
But meanwhile, protests are going on. A Cliff Hughes give a headline with that the information about Dennis Chung. Take picture of Dennis Chung sit down around decks, you know. Make we go analyze this thing now, Dre. Further down in the year, Judge Davis run. All of a sudden we hear say Dennis Chung depend nationwide. And to how Judge Davis leaning at Dennis Chung mouth. What to say about the Prime Minister's statutory declaration? What to say about it? And Dennis Chung can tell we say him stay far from the case.
Yes.
So you see the playbook of the type of people we are dealing with, because that is the narrative they want to push out there, them propaganda machine to the people. And for Cliff Hughes now, if you come and they tell the Prime Minister say FID did right to IC, and then Prime Minister Shock say FID did even right, but yet still Cliff Hughes are telling him say, but I feel liar them right to demand them, and IC respond and say this and say that, and him so surprised that Cliff Hughes know all of this, and he is the Prime Minister, is in darkness.
Crazy.
Crazy work. Stupidness go on there so. And the fact that Marlon Morgan in a hiding and him can't come out and say nothing at all. Abcanardi, none of them can come out and talk. But we have now, then go take one whole bulldog, Devil Warmington will resurrect from the dead. For come address the nation. Everybody knows that there's Everal Warmington and nothing about him.
Nothing whatsoever.
So him, at the poor representation that these people sending out to defend them, make it even worse to show that they're guilty of something. Because who would have really took up themselves and send out a smiley like a Everal Warmington for represent them, and Everal Warmington have a filthy mouth, and him not even approachable as it regards journalists. So why the hell would you as a government make somebody take on that front line to address nation pertaining to you?
It's crazy.
In a sensitive matter like this, where you say you lawyer up an integrity commission willing to go the next extra mile with you. Dre, we have to go back to some details, because I think Jamaican people missing some key aspect of things. And as me said, we have to watch the body language of Andrew Wheatley in the parliament when he want to talk and I say it can affect everybody else. And me keep on telling us, look on Donovan Williams, it might sound that way, look on Donovan Williams, and Dr. Darsati and I will be the closer and the finisher. Yes, Dre, I will be the closer and the finisher for that one day. So January 8, 2024, under Section 48, a notice was dispatched to Donovan Williams, the company secretary for all Andrew Company them. And it was requesting that he appeared at the Commission's office on January 2022 to provide witness statement concerning, amongst other things, the nature of his association with reference to 3 businesses and provided information and records related to the said businesses.
Yes.
And only statutory declaration this depending.
Yes.
Look again, Dre. The CMD, meanwhile, IC send that to Donovan. IC, they send out letter same way to Scotiabank. IC send out letter to all of these banking places, CIBC, the whole of them. IC do all of that in a one day, meanwhile, Donovan get for in paper request,
Yes.
All these people discussing and deliberate when they do all of the things them when they go on with. So after IC done that with the bank and done that with Donovan, January 11th, Donovan would have received the letter. Donovan come January 11th. Remember, the 8th, the IC sent out for him request, And by the 11th of January, Donovan come and tell the IC now, say that he would not be able to appear on the January 2022 date where the IC give him, but he's willing to submit a written submission. I want to analyze these people in terms of these statutory declaration. None of them no want go to the office, go under the commission's office in terms of the witness statement, Dre. The whole of them are request written submission. Whole of them are request some written submission. Fido. So when them call him and say, boss, come in. Them always have an excuse. I'm going to show you again. So here you have this individual that try go around the IC few days after the request come to him. And then now, and the next day now, after him get IC go around, there comes the sister. The so-called sister on January 12. So she with a list. So when them say a letter was sent, an email to she with a list of questions and requesting witness statement to be submitted in hard copy and in electronic format by January 2026. January 26. So you have one of them where skip on and tell IC say him can meet the January 22 deadline. IC say all right, one player hard forget, we moving along. So we move to the next person now, send out fear things, them and fear question them, and she get a deadline now for give back. We documents them so we can further we investigation. This is as it regards the Prime Minister,
Yes.
So every player in this thing I play hard forget when it come on to the IC. Make matters worse, Drake. Couple days now after them send out that the letter to the lady now. One next letter sent again to Donovan Williams requesting that the written statement be submitted by January 2022. So I went Donovan and tell them say, boss, me now come in, me not think me can make it, the people them still don't pan him say, this are the deadline, you have to meet the deadline, work with it.
Yes.
So I recognize that these people want people to play upon feed them one turf, not recognize it that I see of the act based on the mandate what them get. We are looking at a set of people who them just don't know what is time and place. They want people early for them are available for them, but them not available for the country's business in terms of getting the Prime Minister certified.
True.
So we the public can look upon him as somebody where I say upstanding in the country. Look upon it again, Dre. Here comes January 22nd. Now we know the deadline. Them received the witness statement dated from Donovan Williams, the attorney at law. But not only that, Dre, when him send the witness statement to the people, them hear him now. He claimed legal privilege in relation to 3 of the questions asked to him.
Wow.
So the same can do as he have a mind with the IC based on the deadline,
Yes.
When the deadline come, this gentleman still carry some documents, but he have one problem with 3 of the questions. So that means that the people in farm still incomplete.
True.
But you not answer the 3 questions then. Why them 3 questions the way you have problem with? So why you couldn't just fill out the form then and get it over with? Couple days after that, after I'm correct that the excitement, right? They say, couple days after, there comes now the woman again requesting an extension to submit Miss Anderson's statutory declaration by February 2nd instead of original deadline. What can go so, Dre?
Crazy.
So all of them, I try hop and skip over the deadline where the Integrity Commission give them, and when them for meet it and them see them can't go around it, them still come on the deadline and I do something else. Them always have one tabli or one exception for something else. So them still
More
not
time.
more time.
Yes.
All that you know, Dre. March 4, Donovan Williams appeared for a judicial hearing. However, his attorney was unable to attend. What can go so? The hearing was rescheduled to March 8. Mr. Williams was asked by the DI to have all company documents requested with him at the hearing. Right. Mind you, Dre, at this man the IC right to as the secretary for the company then when the Prime Minister have,
Right.
And this man here play hard to get with the whole of the documents and where him to submit in regards to the very same Prime Minister so the man can get certified,
True.
And he might find every excuse with the deadline them. And the next woman, she find every excuse with fear deadline them. Then how the backside, come they tell like an Integrity Commission when now who know the whole and pound the Prime Minister statutory declaration. Make it even worse, Dre. I go draw down because some people believe there's some joke business this. Let's look at Donovan Williams. So you find time to be secretary for the whole of the Prime Minister company, them and who play Audit with Integrity Commission. But let's take a look at Donovan Williams, who was a long-listed a shareholder in a Meditech.
Right.
Come we have to go connect up the dots them, Dre. And the whole reason why Donovan Williams even end up in a courthouse are because he might had a people a war over shares.
That's exactly what happened, yes.
A war over shares. And you know the worst thing about it is, Dre, them a war over shares. But yes, the two of them could have come to an agreement, and that agreement is a legal action specifically designed to restrain the disclosure of the true identity of the person behind the communications and financial arrangements.
True,
So
yeah.
over shares, but you can come to conclusion and say, boy, any other man your name go in the street, I done in another company, because him give you some money and the man say no want him name a call up. So even though we are war, we have to take time and war, we can't load it up. Basically that. We have to analyze it too, In December 2008, 40,000 of these shares were transferred to the claimant, Winfield Bowman. However, few months later, in or about April 2009, those same 40 shares were transferred to the second defendant, Donovan Williams.
Wow.
As an attorney at law, he was brought into the corporation structure as a legal intermediary. The shares were placed in his name strictly to be held in a trust.
Oh.
The company have received vital startup funding and capital injection from a silent partner who remained anonymous because this individual sought to maintain absolute privacy and confidentiality regarding their financial interests and involvement in the business. Williams was utilized as a legal shield.
Corruption.
This makes Person A identity legally masked from public corporation registry.
Wow.
Winfield Bowman now, that are the man who am war with the shares now, challenge the circumstances surrounding how those 40,000 shares left from him and head up to Donovan in a 2009. So the man ready for war with Donovan for the shares, but them have to take time and a war quietly.
Yes.
When Bowman threatened to expose the internal arrangements, Meditech and William filed a what? That is when the document come in now, Dre, for restrain the disclosure of the identity of the person who give them the funding.
Oh.
So the man did willing to bust up everything, and make the world know. And there and then, Meditech and Williams running at it now and ensure, so guess what? You go bust up everything, me know, say you're vexed, me know, say you're angry. But mind you, if the man and name they go, they a problem in the camp.
True.
Huh? So them file one court injunction. And then you have them now that the identity of the true beneficiary owner and the financial communications involving Williams holding those shares was highly confidential information that if leaked would constitute severe breach of confidence and cause cause commercial harm. Me want people listen good, So you see what these people are trying to find every form of way and justification. Make that the person name come out. That shows that the person is one very, very important individual in this country.
Of course.
Make it even worse, Dre, in the court documents on page 8. It says, Judy and I were looking for a business opportunity. And given by background in biologists, one of Trudy's cousins, who is also one of my longtime friends, suggested that there were emerging opportunities in the importation of distribution of medical supplies, as well as the development of medical supplies and medical supplies technology. Hear what the document say? The friend suggestions were made to that friend. If them a look business opportunity, a suggestion was made to them that, yeah, boy, if you not go start one business, not just start any business. Fling it in the importation of medical supplies because over there, so the thing them are that around the place. So not just waste no money in any business. Put it in the medical supplies and importation and distribution section because guess what? Emerging opportunities. Jeremy telling me, say them the contract the way before Meditech farm. Them the contract the line up long time for Meditech operate. As no businessman will get up and take up so much money and pump in a startup company. And you don't know nothing about projection. You don't know how much you are going to make back in terms of profit. Them not no name yet. Them not have no name versus other companies who stamp them mark as family name in the industry long time. So them have a good range of people to compete with.
It's a risk, yeah.
How can you as a company market yourself, put yourself out there, make profit, and at the same length and breadth, keep relevant in all of that, and stand as a household name in this country?
True.
Nobody now risk so much money, Dre, if you put in a business like that just so. Not even if you and the person that is just friend. You know, just take up the money and lend to friend in the name of friendship like that either.
True.
Without a binding contract. That is how enough friend end up a courthouse, Dre. And it look bad, but because of the binding contract, I saw them end up there. Next part of it, Dre, when enough people don't get it, you know. That indeed round about the time that Trudy and I were promoting Meditech. So them have this company, them have it already on a thing, and them a try promote it. So you see them a walk around and chat up to all sort of people, you know, in terms of getting this company off the ground. So how that the friend that does approach them and tell them, say, the best place to put this thing, man, in a importation and medical supplies. Huh?
Coincidence.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Here when next way part I'd say, whilst my long-time friend with them can't disclose, kept making advances to Meditech, he had concerns about potential conflict of interest, given his status at the time and did not wish to be named. Huh? So you walk around, you are one public figure in this country. When you walk around, him never want nobody know say him a one shareholder, Dre. He never want them name him as a shareholder. So you are walk around in this country, a snoop your business in a one startup company, you know, in a one startup company. You don't want to be named, but you're willing to give that startup company so much money to go on a road.
Impossible.
Oh, that makes sense. And it says he was also very concerned about having some form of security for these advancements. And as Meditech did not have an asset base, so them a market company and an advertise company way before the suggestion was given to them, you know, but them not have no asset base.
Yes.
My longtime friend, the claimant, and I discussed the matter, and we decided that the best holding position was for the claimant to hold some shares on his behalf. So that means, you know, all of them are people away here, so they quarrel about the shares, you know, they know who person A is, you know. Them sitting in a meeting regular with person A also.
True.
But guess what? They can't tell who person A is because of what? The position with person A hold. So let us speak about these people and them statutory declaration now, because we would have learned that Donovan is only a holder. Him only a holder and pan it.
That's
and not really for him. Him only a holder and pan it. And the same man will give IC run around and can't come to IC all now in terms of the documents them when him forgive the IC on behalf of the Prime Minister. And when him get deadline, him no want him a tell IC say me I give you this, but me have problem with three of the question them. So look here, anybody at all who don't want the Prime Minister certified, go and check Donovan Williams.
Simple.
Him a hold on no Prime Minister positioning in terms of being certified. Go and check Donovan Williams. And you know what the worst part about it, Dre? When you see Wheatley have a similar trend to it, where Wheatley come and tell we now say, when IC report come out, you hear what the report say? Wheatley make them know say him can utilize what Data Protection Act in regards to some of the questions where IC will ask him.
Interesting.
Huh? So why these people want to have so much money flowing through their accounts and them swear and take oath in this country as public figures, but when it comes on to scrutiny and people digging deep in them finances to put it out there, it becomes a challenge. How the increase sweet them to the point where everybody are take them fly out this morning and by tonight them land back in the country, and it sweet them. But when it comes on to declaring no asset, we don't have a problem. Dre, if nobody no want to say it or no want to point it out, Wheatley give us an indication who the next illicit member would be. And I make no apologies for calling Donovan Williams' name. Him connected in a too much things from the Prime Minister angle. Shares, and you know the worst part about it too? When Dr. Dawes come out and question those shares pertaining to Donovan Williams. The same man where him and him a war for the shares run out and double down. The same woman when him through the Ricketts tree where he had the same Meditech share run out and double down. And Donovan. So the whole of them in that very same company where that war over shares and they ready to bust it up on one another because of shares. All of a sudden, the whole of them can come together now in agreement to come war with Dr. Dawes mentioned in the said company.
One accord, yes.
In a one accord. Look here. This is not just this is a syndicate.
True.
And you would have heard me outline. And remember saying, no, don't forget, say just overnight this start because Meditech started from 2000 now how much? And the Prime Minister not just have business in Continental, saying they have two taxi.
True.
And I'm saying they run charity for Siaga. And he run this and he run that. And he the Minister of Education. He do all of the rounds and all of the things them. So not just now, connect up the dots them. These people in a something, you know the worst part about it, Jeremy Milan? Rosie. Come here, have to put in Rosie now. Rosie come out, come tell we say Donovan Williams broke like a dog way before he enter politics. And mind you, Donovan Williams a whole share in a Meditech way before he enter politics. And Rosie, the councillor for Raytona, tell we say Donovan Williams it broke like a dog. Nothing I want for him even though he was an attorney. And put on top of it, gunman and gangster man money they usually feed Donovan Williams and basically rob and thief.
And that she say yes.
And that Rosie say. So make us ask yourself a question. How was Donovan Williams so important to Meditech for them to transfer a share from Winfield, go straight to him over 40,000 shares to him and him did broke like a dog. But guess what? You know the key part of the document where it say he was only brought in as a what? Holder,
yes.
As a legal shield. So Rosie was right when he said Donovan broke for you. Them only have him as a decimal point in a Meditech, nothing else. And Rosie telling us when he come in a politics, he really has 1 year money.
That is true.
So Donovan Williams don't rope himself in the corruption already. Right? And this is why when you see them give them state minister position, you must be careful that these people want to make an angle the country's first state minister position in a Hoover office over local government. Over jobs and creation. Colonel Charles. And when we listen, we are here about solidarity money. We are here about fraud name, according to Rosie. We are here about contractor and how much money I go back in a MP pocket. I don't think say all of them something they are coincidence. This is why none of them can explain their wealth. Because they might get it from all angles. And enough of them are shareholders in various companies. And them have other people who hold the shares them for them. So when the dividends them and the things them meet it out, they don't know how to come explain them to the people.
That is it.
And this is where I land, because I think Cliff Hughes run a propaganda program from morning because guess what? The Prime Minister will be out of the country for how much days? So he must run the machine until the Prime Minister come back for address Andrew.
That Mr. Too.
That them a do. That them a do.
Keep the machine oiled, fully oiled till he come back.
Dre, I want to speak on the matter of Audrey Marks because me tell myself say me think me done, but it look like say me just a come. Dre, I want to speak on the issue of Audrey Marks. And a long time Audrey Marks are going with what she are going with. Never you tell yourself that this just pop up overnight. A long time Audrey Marks are going with something in a foreign land. What a coincidence. Audrey Marks make a statement in regards to this.
Sorry.
Audrey Marks make a statement in regards to deportees last year when a news article come out and say 10,000 deportees, Jamaicans, were coming to the island. And Audrey Marks at the time run out and said, no go so. I just regular deported them from other places to and only Jamaica. I 5,000 of them out of it alone at Jamaica, and that's just one regular process to get them back at Jamaica. So they import it as Jamaican deportees, and we are half of the percentage that the government has sent out from the United States. By the time we reach March, Audrey Marks swearing as senator in a parliament. By the time it reach one next couple months, she a candidate for seat for Clarendon.
Yes.
At the time of the general election, she wins seat and becomes member of parliament for collect the much increase now.
Oh yes.
Funny enough. By December, War Secretary of the United States approached the Jamaican government. Who was in that meeting? Audrey Marks and Andrew Holness. Fast forward now to now, in this 2026 year. January, Maduro was captured. United States invaded Venezuela and extracted Maduro. By the time it come down in a March, Audrey Marks again went overseas, narcotics meeting, and the same people when it come the last time in December, Audrey Marks made a statement in her speech. Pete, on the last time we met in December, I thought this was going to be the regular white paper. So that goes to show that Audrey Marks went to foreign in representing the Prime Minister, and what she thought would have been the regular meeting in terms of how she used to it in December. The whole farmer change up on her.
Change on her, yes.
So I said to myself, say, what happened in December? Where I tell them, say, the last time when we meet in December, the time when the War Secretary man come here.
Yes,
she was in that meeting. So this woman everywhere I see Audrey Marks, some farmer thing I go down because Audrey Marks always there to enter and the madness them. And not just now. The fact that these people meet in Jamaica, Maduro get captured in Venezuela. The Prime Minister was the head of CARICOM from a longer time. He never have nothing to say when this warship come in at the Caribbean waters and was a threat to Venezuela. He close up his mouth. Everybody else has said something and I wonder what go on. And him close him beak. And when he was no longer the CARICOM head now, all of a sudden, him come out with statement. We have to keep Jamaica safe. But we don't meet with the United States Secretary of War, with Audrey Marks. Maduro was extracted out of Venezuela. March now. She same one, gone back in our next meeting again with the same set of people them, and I talk about narcotics and this and that and ask that comfort, and then now the information minister come and tell now say a job she got foreign in terms of labor shortage. And the Prime Minister go say maybe as she said and the United States misinterpret it. If United States misinterpret what Audrey Marks say, how the backside on the sign memorandum of understanding if a misinterpretation?
Escobar, good evening.
Go on, Bolo.
We just want to ask some quick question to Drebrian and drop down. Drebrian, how can I find, good evening to you and good evening to the people. How can I find the Crazy J song, the new one?
The one that I play on my program?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I think him have it out there, and I know he send it in my WhatsApp group, so I can forward it from the WhatsApp group to you, but I don't think he have it out there public. I'm not sure.
All right, send it to me, please. We need it to bounce.
Oh, okay, no problem, man, no problem.
All right, thank you. Look more lady Escobar, go and burn the fire.
So, Dre, look at it. How no come out and tell we know about a staff and labor, I know this, I know that, and ask that comfort. And when we look into this thing, this woman never got to no conference pertaining to nothing concerning Jamaican people and staff in a shortage of labor force.
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. And the worst, and I would like everybody to go up and thing the news, because them believe so them are regional news, Dre. Them don't really want them the only idiot in Jamaica don't really know what going on, Audrey Marks goes to the meeting March 5th, 2026 in a narcotics meeting, a chat up our mouth in a meeting, and Donald Trump come out March 27, 2026. Few days after, come and tell people in a media say Cuba is next. Dre, I gotta tell you something. And this is where the shit are going to hit the fan. You see, anyhow, any of these deportees that Jamaica will be importing in this country and come and tell you no, this guy is about a transit to not transit them. Anyhow, any of them invade Cuba and Cuba finds out that these deportees were linked to Jamaica. Dre, Cuba will survive, But let me ask the question to Jamaica. Will Jamaica survive?
Yes.
The United States tried already with Cuban exiles and send them in a Cuba already, Dre. In the thing where you may come and tell about Bay of Pigs invasion, a Cuban exile the United States did use, send them in a Cuba under the disguise for it not to lead back to the United States.
True. Somebody, as they touch that, as they touch the point, then Mrs. Escobar, somebody tell me that don't take these migrants that are coming here lightly, because many of them will come under the disguise and they're working with the CIA and they are going to use Jamaica as a transshipment hub. And some of them are going to end up in Cuba because
the United States have a history when it comes on to Cuba for invading it with Cuban exiles, and not only that, feet no link back to them as something with them always do. Go in a people country, fling out them operatives and them allies in a people country for it not to trace back to them. Remember them tried several times to assassinate Michael Manley. Remember them tried several times same way to get out Castro, and then tried with Maurice Bishop already to destabilize the Caribbean. None of this is new, and the funny way to do it, Dre, is to infiltrate the military. What a coincidence of a JDF bun down. What a coincidence, JDF bun down.
True.
And I say this to say, Audrey Marks was in a narcotics meeting. March 5, 2026, few months after
Just a second here, Mrs. Escobar. Mrs. Escobar, just a second, darling. The person under CP name, can you please stop spam my comment section? It's annoying. I mean, I want my moderators, them go mute you or block you, and then it go start a conference. You must say your own common sense should tell you that if you comment once or twice, people see it. There's no need to be repeating 10,000 times for people to see it. Why you don't want to leave Andre Steve? If you want make them comment here, make it on PDTV, no? I don't want to carry the passa on a thing come on my platform. Stop from spam block me comment section. I don't want to mute or block you. You're becoming very annoying for the past couple of days. I don't want to call you out or start no controversy over here. Do not carry the incidents from PDTV come over here. I don't like it. Stop comment and spam block me blasted comment section. You're too out of order now, man. Stop it.
Because it seems as if the devil working at all shape and form.
He want me to see him, and he keep on doing it for the entire week. I talk matters of PDTV. Andre Stevens and I, we run 2 different platforms. If you have certain matters, go upon him platform, go talk those things. Do not carry it over here. Because next thing you got here, say, man, come over here and talk things about PDTV, and me not say nothing about it. Andre Stevens and I are very cool, and I don't care what him and him workers them want to have. Do not carry Andre Stevens PD matters over this platform. And I don't want to block you or mute you or do otherwise. Do not spam my comment section. You're very annoying. Continue, Mrs. Escobar.
So don't take this thing lightly, because Audrey Marks in the rounds that sign up something. And you see, because the Jamaican them licky and greedy in terms of this government, them just a sign a galang and them don't even know what them a sign say. The fact that Audrey Marks went to that meeting and in the same couple weeks from it, Donald Trump could have made such a statement towards Cuba. And make it even worse, when you come and accept deportees, and mind you, none of this was disclosure. Ugly in a bus it out tell we say deportee come here. And then the information minister again, liar Dana Morris Dixon, we come tell we say a source, Audrey Marks and source workers. She come back and tell me say she did a plan to tell the people.
Yes.
This Andre look at the scenarios. When Andrew met with the War Secretary of the United States with Andrew Mark, it wasn't Andrew Holness who posted it, It was Donald Trump who put it on his Twitter page.
In the same one.
It was Donald Trump who put it on his Twitter page. I tell we say, see we have the Prime Minister boy for Jamaica. We and him a meet. And long after Andrew Marks put up one little short video, she not even say cover some videos where hear them are talking at the meeting, Pictures are run pan one little thing and they write one little something pan it and put up. That's all. So this is not new. And as I said before, and look how funny it is. This ambassador will liaison now to Jamaica. This person affiliates with the Prime Minister. And this ambassador Carrie Lakes in question. Come already in an interview. I tell you about Chinese influence. She a tell you about telecommunications. She want piece of the telecommunications market, She want jobs. She want businesses and investment for United States in Jamaica too. She want WAF. Oh, the Chinese have X amount of percentage of the WAF. So that means that she want piece of the WAF too,
True.
All eyes at this stage should be on Darrell Vaz, and I will tell you why. Telecommunications, Darrell Vaz. When United States ship land, Darrell Vaz. When the whole Indian them and the plane load of them did come, a one piece of spin around and go around the time just to find out who let them in.
Yes.
And all of that, and none of them couldn't come tell the country the real facts in terms of those persons who came from that eastern country. And them come, we pack them up on some plane and send them back. Them get the fanciest of the fanciest hotel them to stay in. Then the minister now come and tell we said the deported them were come here with these despicable crime, despicable human beings according to Rubio, where him no want in him country. All of a sudden, them are go roam free in a Jamaica.
Yes.
Them plan for roam free in a Jamaica. And I will say this again, Dre. Same how the Cuban them did grab the Cuban exile them where United States sending a them country. Few of them dead, enough of them were captured. Jamaica, don't position on yourself and make the mistake when you come on to Cuba. Because those people now walk and fool around people. So don't go around and sign deals and skin on your teeth in a meeting that will result in an invasion in a Cuba. Because if the Cuban government have the slightest idea that those deportees that will be coming through Jamaican borders will ever be a part of an invasion in a Cuba, especially when it comes on down to certain ports. Me no know what I go tell the Cuban them say.
Yes.
Me no know what I go tell the Russian them say. I don't know when I go tell certain allies of the Cuban government say. Andre, let me land here with the wonderful Mia Motley. Few months ago, Mia Motley invited the appointed president of Venezuela in Barbados. It was a wonderful conversation, Dre. Delcy. So when you want to no bed bad with the United States, other Caribbean countries, I get it right in terms of logistics and trading and development. Don't make the mistake. Leave Cuban people alone. I want to not sign on a deal. You better careful what you not sign. And I land right there, Dre.
Very well said, Mrs. Escobar. Thank you so much for your input this afternoon. Very in-depth, as usual. Thank you so much for always keeping us on our toes with the truth and the facts. Jamaica, let me remind you, I know already because I tell you yesterday as well, but let me tell you, tomorrow class will resume. But on this Sunday, the 28th, all road leads to the Cedar Valley Division. Comrade Sandy Solid will be putting on her Cedar Valley Divisional Conference. And that is where it's at this Sunday. Now, equally, yes, I saw Paula would have sent me even, and this is what is going to happen because we have limited time. We have limited time leading up to our conference, so we are trying to put most of the conferences them together. I think Gordon Town will be having their division as well. So the people in East Rural St. Andrew will come out for that. Sunday I'll be there in St. Thomas. So I shall be making my presence felt there in Cedar Valley Division. St. Thomas people, line up on yourself. Make sure you come out. It is going to be grand and it is going to be good. Denise Daly will be there. Isaac Buchanan, Fitz Jackson, Steve McGregor, Miss Rose Shaw, Philip Paulwell, Tony Hilton, and of course, the lady of the moment, Miss Sandy Anderson. So make sure you guys come out and show the support. The Cedar Valley Division is one division that is showing progress and showing that the PNP can, of course, flip that division. So once again, this Sunday, our road leads to Cedar Valley Division in St. Thomas. But this is where we leave it for today, Jamaica. It was my pleasure being here. I want to thank everybody who participated. Thank you for being here, sharing the truth and the facts. Let us all continue to look out one for another, and let us all continue to champion the message of the People's National Party. The word is love, Jamaica. Take care and see you guys tomorrow, where we'll do it all over again. Blessings every time, and see you guys tomorrow. Take care now, Jamaica.